Alrighty. Looks like we are live. What's up? Good evening, everybody. How's it going? All right. All right. Let me go ahead and share these links right now. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully, you guys had a good trading day. Today was definitely one of those days where uh, I saw some people deep red, and I also saw some people trading the trend, at least across the social media markets. So, definitely an interesting day in general. Uh, but hold on 1 second, let me pull this down. There we go. All right. Let me go ahead and share this in the Discord. To what would you say has taught you the best to trade and how you do best? Practice. Yeah, there's books in my Discord. All of the books that I posted in my Discord in the book section. If you just join, it's in the free part. That's those are some of the top books. Disciplined Trader, Successful Trader. There's two books with this pretty much same title. Why were the markets red? Is it because of the bond yields? There's a multitude of different reasons. And we're going to talk about that just in here in just a minute. So, definitely a crazy day, guys. News, Facebook. I mean, it was wild. Even I know a couple of you guys tried to play Bava with me. That was nuts. That was nuts. We got out, but that was nuts. Uh, yeah, I do. Also, if you guys are just hopping in here on TikTok, of course, you guys hit the link in the bio. All requests will be taken on YouTube, so I won't be able to like look back too much. Did you see the crazy volume on close? Yeah, I did. Yes, Biscotti. It's back on the watch list today. I'm actually going to start writing down some of these ones, but SPWR. Get dyslexic here. Can't talk to my girlfriend because of. Oh, bro, you got to get her phone number, dude. Um, all right, let me go ahead and share this one more time in the Discord, free part of the Discord, and we'll get going. How was your guys' trading day today? How do I flip 1,200 to a million? Patience. Extreme patience. What's up, everybody? Like the most extreme. Wait 1 second. Oh, sorry. Oh, Lord. Hold on. Alrighty, y'all. Link in the Discord. She's in Syria in the army. Oh my gosh! Wow, crazy. Never mind. I saw WhatsApp was down as well. So, oh wow, interesting. Yeah. Anyway, hit the link in the bio. Taking your request for any chart request here on YouTube. Just drop that comment in there. Um. All right. So let's go. Sorry, guys. I'm signing in here really quickly. There we go. Yo, what's up? Go ahead and leave those requests. I'll go ahead and start writing those down. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I just wanted to make sure I had TikTok's comments in here. And then we're good to go. So CEI, yeah, of course we're gonna check it out. Snap. Would you buy the Bitcoin ETF tomorrow? I mean, if you would buy Bitcoin, then the sentiment kind of stays the same. Alrighty, so definitely. All right, we got enough people here on the YouTube. Tyler, if you would, dude, that would be absolutely phenomenal, dude. I really appreciate the TikTok help. Yeah, let them know. So I just don't want them to think I'm ignoring them. All right, so there we go. All right, so I know you guys are looking at Neo. What a great, we talked about that last night, Sunday, how this could be a really great small account play. Definitely played out that way. So, um, okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and recap the day. Um, all major indexes falter. So we saw the QQQ down 2.14%, SPY 1.3. The Nasdaq fell to prices not seen since I think it was June, mid-June. That's right. So if you could take a look at the Qs here, you'll notice that they definitely have continued. We thought we might see a retest of downtrend, no cigar here. We actually went and fell to the bottom of this little supply here, and now we are just barely hanging on the thread with the potential to might go down to 345 if we continue with this trend. But if this is a true correction, then it may be tomorrow where we actually start to see some sort of rebound. But anyway, we saw Amazon, they fell about 2%, and Facebook, with the news of the crash, actually fell all the way to its 200-day EMA. And if we're using our channel support here, you'll also notice that it backed down at support. So either this is going to be a really good buy and they recover from here, but they now have FUD like no other with the whole gossiping and stuff like that. So hopefully they can clear that, whatever's going on with Facebook, WhatsApp. That's definitely, there's a gap up there. So the interesting setup right now. Energy doesn't care about market weakness. We did see XLE up 1.65% and is approaching highs set in June, as you can see here. Actually kind of in that space where if you did end up getting any type of rejection, you might make a head and shoulders, but nonetheless still look pretty good. Dogecoin spiked 9.15%. Bitcoin SHIB also moved too, but Bitcoin pulled up about 2.2%, 4,900 or 49K, excuse me. Commodities, of course, continue to rip. I did have my corn alert go off today. Those of you guys with small accounts, or if you guys buy corn, watch for those prices. But small accounts might be able to take advantage of a long leap going up into the $22, $21 range. But this is one that the spreads can be a little wonky, but it's a relatively cheap play and it pays pretty well, at least for a small time. But anyway, you can see commodities in general just taking, and also I was reading an article that it is especially with oil, you can see that these spikes, we've seen similar spikes like this. This is one of those things where uh, margin has a lot to do with this continuing to the upside. So so we also saw some of the top gainers with XE, NE, Xeon Pharmaceuticals definitely saw erupted from $15.44, popping up here. I think the news article said they October 4th, yeah. So they commences public offering for 250 million common shares. They are, yeah. So positive results from a phase B study on epilepsy drug candidate. So anyway, so closing prices today: S&P down 1.3%, Nasdaq down 2.14%, Russell 1.08%, and the Dow down 0.94% as well. How's it going, everybody? I'm on YouTube right now. If you guys want to get your charts charted, leave those requests in the YouTube comments and I'll absolutely get to them. I am currently reading and looking here, so I won't be able to see so much here. Anyway, other than that, of course, we saw there was a lot of stuff going on with Facebook. One of the things I did know or hear about was that a lot of the employees were locked out. So I think that they believe something happened within. But they have not commented on the cause of the issue. But the company's domain system DNS appears to be the problem. It also said that their Facebook domain name was for sale. That'd be pretty crazy. Okay, so other than that, just to briefly, there was a lot of trades today, but as far as the ones that we were looking at last night, Sunday, beautiful. this absolutely played out wonderfully, and it is on its way to $32. I know that there is that low of 30, and of course, at that point, it could very well bounce. Right now, China FUD's not helping NEO, but I still have that $32 price target. So we're currently in a swing to the downside on NEO, but you guys can see just a quick recap here. Clean break of that $35, dropping immediately down to 33.23. So great play there. Um, so also I ended up hold on one second. So we ended up trying to snag Baba. I know some of you guys swung Merck with me. Merck ended up opening green, but ended up falling immediately, kind of how we talked about. I know some of you guys ended up buying the dip on that one. Tesla. Tesla was actually relatively, well, first of all, it was extremely expensive, meaning that we could rebound tomorrow. It does look very bearish right now at its setup, but we could actually rebound tomorrow. The IV is so high on those stocks, or excuse me, on those options to the downside. Those put option contracts are super duper inflated, so it would be really sucked. But a lot of the times when they have that kind of inflated, that high IV, sometimes you'll see a reversal. Market makers playing games. Anyway, rough trading day in general. We did play a little bit of Roku, a little bit of BA, but not a lot of sustained movement to the upside. So we're going to recap. Of course, I'm going to take your guys' request. But my watch list so far, I did also want to comment on SPWR, the volume. Towards the end of the day, it did fall down back to its 200-day EMA. Wasn't hoping or didn't like that kind of movement, but tomorrow I have a clean setup for a bounce above 2363. So watching that one, still watching NEO, and of course I'll update you guys as well on what I'll be watching tomorrow. Roku as well, and then Space. Roku for a potential bounce. You do see it made a little bit of a 4-hour doji here. So I am looking for Roku, but of course I'm going to give you guys my levels and the setup tomorrow, because if I give you the setup now and it gaps down or gaps up, then everything I say is just a waste of time. So, okay. Other than that, I see you guys is dropping these requests here. So keep them coming. So I guess CEI is first. And I guess this is probably one of the top requests here. I guess share this video if you guys slap that like button. I do appreciate it. I see, yeah, heavy CEI. Thank you. Bye, Gush. Probably not a terrible idea. So anyway, this is the setup that I see for CEI. Unfortunately, and it's not extremely clean, but it does actually have a bit of the head and shoulders type look. We are at a pretty pivotal level right now. So 285 is going to be where we need to see a bounce on CEI. Otherwise, I kind of have a projected route as to where this might head and how it might head. Not, 100%, but I do see a potential fall to 264, potentially retesting 225. It depends on the timing, but looking at the indicators and looking at the volume, you can see that there's almost a cycle. So let's kind of look at this. So with CEI, you see the first rush. Okay, so that volume comes in relatively strong, and you can see the corresponding movement on the stock. Then secondly, you go here, right? And you get a third or a second larger wave. So hopefully with this second, or if you do fall here, you'll get a third and hopefully larger high volume wave. But I also would love to remind you guys that earnings is coming up. And if you guys would like, you can take a step out to the daily, and it doesn't matter that you can't see the stock right now. The most important thing that you can see here is the volume. So I want to warn you guys that no matter how these people online feel about their stock, until we see the fundamentals, it can make for an easy target. And look at this volume. I mean, I'm sure it would be wonderful if CEI, ran up and made everybody millionaires. You know, that would be great. I'd be happy for everybody. But at the end of the day, this volume on CEI is extremely abnormal, and that means that retail is likely holding this up. And unfortunately, whether people like it or not, when you see this type of stuff, this is retail buying up and then someone's dumping the bag, you know? So like it's also an easy, you know, shorting opportunity that scares people out of their position. So you're still in trend. So that's important to remember. You're still in an uptrend, and considering the amount of distance that you've ran, it's probably not healthy if you want an extended run to move back down to support. So um guys, any request here on TikTok? Um, I'm happy to look at whatever requests that you guys have, but please leave those requests in the YouTube commentary. That would help me as well, so that way I can see them in chronological order. And you guys will probably find that I have a lot of these stocks um, already set up. So now hold on, and just to give you guys you know, both sides of the coin, so I'm not like you know, over biased here. So with CEI, I see a little bit of a downtrend here. So the bullish part of this is that if CEI goes down and taps off of 285 like we talked about, then you would just simply need to look for a reversal. So that reversal would likely occur above 335, extending into the 350 range, and that's how you would potentially go and make. And you'd like to make a higher low. So 365. If you can bust past that, then you probably have a confirmed reversal there. But that's just my thoughts there. So good evening, everybody. Thank you guys for leaving those likes. I do appreciate it. Um, Happy to do take any request here. Just please hop on the YouTube. I do see, by the way, thank you guys. This morning I didn't even get to say we hit 4,000 subs. And right now it's currently, I'm watching it grow. We're now at 4,170 guys. I've been posting it feels like thousands of videos for a really long time. Not a lot of people saw them. I haven't made like the cool little things with my face doing this. You know, I'm sure if I did, I'd probably get more views. But I'm happier, you know, that we have there's another one. It updates me live, but you know, it's pretty cool. So I appreciate that a lot. Thank you guys. Uh, yeah, thank you guys. It makes me happy. 4,000. I was happy at 400. When I hit 400, I was like, what the hell? 400 people want to listen? What the fuck? But anyway, what do you think about for firm? Butter Giver, we're gonna go over a firm as well. So I've got these all in chronological order. I'm reading down the list. So please don't feel like I'm ignoring you. I will get to it. So if you gotta leave, back out, and come back. But if you want to learn something about charting, this is a great opportunity to do so. I'm going to be doing all of this live. If it's a ticker I've never looked at before, then likely I'm going to have to figure it out, and you guys are going to be able to watch that. So that's a learning experience. And even if I can't figure it out, which happens here and there often, I mean, well, I don't know about often, but sometimes there's certain things that I can't figure out. But okay, so I see CEI affirm is actually next on the list. So let's go ahead and look at a firm. Okay, so so first of all, 100% right. I think I was talking to somebody about this, how a firm was holding, let's see, where are we at? Was it at the hourly? Hold on 1 second. So let me pull up my EMAs really quick. There we go. Okay, so first of all, the market conditions definitely led to a significant pullback. Not one that I was necessarily expecting, but it was easy to react to, or not necessarily a huge surprise. When it comes to how heavily consolidated we were. So if you take a look at here, take a look here at this heavy consolidation that we saw on low volume for a couple days. If you go to then the hourly, you can see a really nice trend line and then a beautiful flush. I mean, really, you can't ask for a better downside play there because you have a clean break, a clean entry, and you also have a clean hit of that first target, which my first target would, or main target would have likely been 110 and then 107 or 108 flat. So but with a firm, now that it's kind of broken that trend, now that I'm going out to the 4 hour, I'm looking for a bounce potentially at 105.50. That's currently where my 500 HMA is. Dang, I got like, I don't know if I got a pollen in my ear, but like my ear and the tire, like this area is just, it's that time of year. Yeah, so I see 105.50. That's a potential level that we could potentially see a bounce. Altogether, I would have liked to see a reversal back up to this resistance around 140. And that was if the market conditions gave us that opportunity. It did not. And at this point, it does actually have a bit of a head and shoulders look to it. So you can see a little shoulder here. I mean, if you wanted to group that together, so be it. And then kind of that head part there. And then you got a little shoulder forming here. So basically, if you break below 105, unfortunately, you will go back to around $100 and 98, $95 or $99. So, and that little $3 range would be the first stop for a firm, and maybe even potentially retracing all the way to 94.50. It's important to remember that a firm went from trading around $64 and hitting all the way around 131. So that's a significant move to the upside. So anyway, for a firm, what you would like to see for a reversal anywhere back above 110, you are lagging behind those moving averages as well. So looks pretty bearish to me, but again, 106.85 looks like the level to potentially bounce at, with the target of 105.50, 105 right below you for the next level to potentially bounce. So not out of the question to see some type of reversal tomorrow, but we'll set some alerts on that thing. Take a look at it, the setup tomorrow in pre-market. So, all right. Bitcoin stocks are super easy to predict. By the way, whatever Bitcoin does, the stock follows. Great for trading. Biscotti Hottie, absolutely. Okay, so we have CEI, and we already did CEI. So, Mara. If you guys have any requests, guys, I'd be happy to take your request on YouTube. Just hit the link in the bio. That's where I'm currently at. Drop your request. You can hop back on TikTok, whatever you want to do, but that way I can see them in chronological order. So I do appreciate it. Okay, so with Mara, let's take a look at the daily as always. Jesus Christ, what do we got going on here, Garrett? This is a long time of charting. Wow, what a god awful pattern. What a god awful setup. So I'll be honest with you. Part of me wants to call this, even though it's not necessarily like a clean cup, it does have that round, cup-ish, and then you do actually almost have a handle. Now, of course, Mara is always best tracked with things like Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is likely going to retest right now. I have a target of 56K, and that's obviously with market cooperation. If we do not see market cooperation, it's nearing a pretty major reversal point of 50K. But anyway, that's really all you have to, I'm not gonna say all you have to do, but really all you need to be focused on is the resurgence of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin trends up, Mara trends up. And with Mara, looking at the daily setup right now, I would look for a reversal anywhere above $35. And I think that's worth setting an alert at 34.85. And maybe go down here to the 15 and start to look at, wow, look at those lines. That's beautiful. So maybe go look at a potential setup. So let me look at the hourly here. Okay, so now this is why multiple time frame analysis is always, very important. So here's the deal. You have a downtrend right there that you're currently up against, okay? You also have a little and this is on the hourly time frame, okay? So it's a small channel moving to the downside currently. Okay, so there's your channel. If you reject, right, and you don't make it to the upside here, excuse me, you're likely going to reverse and you're going to fall. And that would name this a Head and Shoulders, right, on the hourly time frame, and you could expect Mara to go fill this tiny little gap around 26.45, and I think 20.25 even. So that's where I would potentially set a couple of different alerts. I would alert 31.84 right there, or 31.85, excuse me, psychological number. I would set one right there as well, 30.50. So one or two things here. So you either reject, Bitcoin falls, and you drop to the bottom of that channel, and you break the shoulder line right here, and you continue to fall to the downside. Or I would like to see a pop back up, right? Of course, you're going to retest, and then a leg up somewhere above 37.65, and that's where you would meet the first major line of resistance. So all right, we're going to keep it moving, so hopefully that helps with Mara. Thank you guys for leaving likes. I do appreciate that. I'm going to restart this stream here on TikTok. So just hop back on or hop in the YouTube right now and leave those requests. You can actually, what happens in here, you don't want to know. All guesswork. There you go. Yep. Way too dumb commented all guesswork. Thanks, dude. Neo. I actually took Neo down. If you guys go to the, I'm gonna go over Neo. Neo's on my watch list to the downside tomorrow. I have the target of $32. I swung puts, but I'll be right. Just restart this. I'll be right back on. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. All right. So, Sava, Anna. This thing was a pain in the ass today. Dropping right back down. I was a little bit off in my support. I was looking at it today, so I should have gone with the first drop. But that is where we are now. Anywhere below $54, and unfortunately, I believe I would say 53.50 and $54 is a potential opportunity to move down below 50, which would put you around 48.85. But right now, I think it still holds the cup and handle. You do have that nice rounded bottom, a little bit of a handle there. Obviously news, right? So I still have my swing, but I obviously should have hedged it today. I wasn't in heavy, and I ended up, netting profit on other trades today. So I negated my risk. But otherwise, with Sava, I'd like to see 56.75 tomorrow as a potential sign of a reversal. That's going to be the hourly 50 or the 15-minute 50. Let's see here. Yeah, so with that, the immediate target would be, and this is what I mean by sometimes the chart will set up the news. Sava needs news. That's it, right? It is awaiting news. So we don't know. I mean, you could go look at the pharmaceutical calendar. You actually can go look through Benzinga Pro, and it actually will give you a calendar to look at. So with Sava, my thoughts are that if you do head down lower tomorrow, probably around 53, below 54, 53.50, Sava's unfortunately going to continue to the downside, dropping to around 52. But if you can reverse, I would like to see Sava above $60, and hopefully news be the reason why. So Sava, Snap. So Snapchat, I kind of got that one. I'm not gonna lie. So this is the setup that I see on Snapchat. It looks like a massive rising wedge. I kind of got clowned on a little bit for my snap short here for the $65. Shut up. No kidding. uh, sorry. Anyway, 69.75 is the immediate target that we bounced off of today. That is the previous high that we saw. I am suspecting to see Snapchat move down if we, and I was talking to somebody about this today. This all depends on whether we bounce, because the Qs have taken a beating. Facebook crashing is actually good You know, that could have moved a lot of people over to Snap. Who knows? You know, that's a lot of speculation. This is where I'd like to go down to the hourly and kind of take a look at, you know, where we could possibly see rejection. So tomorrow, if we see a gap down or if we open up flat, I would imagine that's going to be bearish. So if we gap, even if we gap up, that's going to be more bearish to me. At that point, anywhere above, I have it marked at, I'd see the 50 right there, 73.50. And you can see that it's that kind of that median line. So if you were to take, right, so drop this support here, drop this resistance there. All right, so ignore that. That's like a little fake out there. And then what I like to do is split that in half, right? And that's going to be called a linear deviation line. And it's just the fancy word for the middle line. But that's essentially where I would like to see a reversal occur. So $74.15 with some bull power. But otherwise, watch this one down to potentially go to 66.35, maybe even $67. So somewhere in that range there. Snapchat, would you mind charting AMD? Not a problem. I kind of already have this one with a weird, well, I don't know why I have so many crazy lines. So I don't want to say that, like, you know, this is still bullish, especially with the climate that we're in right now. I did see relative strength on AMD today. You can see that it did hold off on pulling back any further. I'm looking at the hourly here. So this is one of those opportunities to just let the trade come to you. So basically below $100 hourly candle close below $100 bearishly, I would imagine you're going to see continued downside, and this is your last tap off support. So my rule of thumb is 1, 2, 3. So you have a good opportunity to reverse. So anywhere above $101, 101, 100 $102, $101. So somewhere in that range right here. And you can see that it moves. Let me draw it for you guys. So right there, that's going to be 101 right there. And that's going to be 10. That's actually 103, but it's 102 right there. So you can kind of see where there's like a little zone here where we're chopping in. So if we can get back above that level, I would imagine that's going to signify a reversal. So, and you would just want to break that downtrend. So go to the hourly time frame and then look at your downtrend pulling off of this high. And you can see there's actually a wick here in after hours. So again, I'd like to see 101, 102 level broken for a potential leg up. All right, Sava, Snap, AMD, Facebook, and Lucid. I already have Facebook charted, so down 600 on Tilray. Yikes. I am currently on YouTube right now if you guys have any requests or any questions at all. So, all right. So Facebook, there's a lot of crazy lines going on here, so don't get confused. So let's go to the daily. All right. So here's the thing. We are at support on Facebook. Okay, so if the Qs bounce, if we can see continuation there, it's very obvious that this 200-day EMA, and that's currently sitting, it looks like at 323, that's where we bounced off of today. And you can go to the hourly, you can kind of see what that looks like. So we did get a bounce that still has a very bearish type setup. It's kind of a bear flag. Volume was relatively high, but anywhere back down below today's low of day, and that's actually going to be pretty bearish for Facebook. And you can go out to the daily again, and you can see, I mean, like any type of channel that's extended itself this far is due for a pullback. But all in all, you would likely want to see consolidation or resistance to breaking to the downside here, and then with the cooperation of Qs and of course social, the FUD that's currently behind Facebook, you would want to see continuation to the upside. So, or you would want to see that bypass to see continuation to the upside. So, and win money. I will take any of your guys' requests on YouTube. So if you guys will just hit the link in the bio, link tree, drop your request on YouTube. I'm actually gonna stop here at 9 o'clock taking request. So Amazon. Amazon looks like hot dog water after today. This is gonna be a Head and Shoulders setup right there. So that is about as obvious as it gets. Now, that doesn't mean that it happens, because oftentimes the more obvious it is, the less likely it's going to happen. But anywhere below, and I would say 31.30, you're likely going to see pullback. I would say 3K even is the first reasonable target. I mean, and honestly, guys, this isn't bullish. All right, this is not bullish at all. Anytime you make a new high and you can't, the sentiment, there's just nothing here to drive Amazon any higher. Maybe if they did a split or something, that would have got us to a potential. And you saw that, it went for that split run and then immediately dumped on earnings heavy. Then you went to fill the majority of that gap, and it easily pulled back on most people. So I see a Head and Shoulders. Roblox. So I already have that one charted as well. I think today what you had was a possible bull trap. You did go and retest your broken downtrend. So anytime you break something to the downside or the upside, oftentimes you're going to see a retest, and you can see that happen today. So anywhere back below $75, and you're likely going to see continued downside here. If this does end up being a correction of some sort, which I'm not sure if it's going to be, it would be $80 that you'd be wanting to watch as a potential target. So there you go. I'm going to tweet these, so make sure to follow me on Twitter, where I'm going to be basically tweeting all of these pictures. JK critique on crypto is probably the best explanation on why DeFi hasn't gotten normally appeal like NFTs, and I quote. That's pretty funny. Sorry. Okay, Roblox. Should you hold? I can't tell you what to do, but I mean, if you entered properly, and kind of increments, then you should be okay. Down to 235. So if you guys have any questions, or you're looking to get into trading, or you need educational material, that stuff's in the Discord. It's free. There's tons of books in there. Literally tons and tons of books. But if you guys have any request, all I ask is that you please type them in the YouTube. You don't have to stay, but type them in the YouTube for me, and that way I can see them in chronological order. So I do appreciate that. Wow, the subscribers are climbing. You guys are crazy. Thank you. All right, so let's keep it moving here. Also, just throwing this out there, if you guys please keep the I'm going down in chronological order, guys, so don't feel like I'm Nick, yes, that's a great question. Do I use flow data to support convictions of trades here and there? Yes. I mean, obviously, I like to look at the flow. I have multiple levels of confirmation here. So, do you please, I think it can go to 80 tomorrow. So watch anywhere above 78.85. Sure, you could potentially see $80. But remember, this is your trend line, and you're looking as if you're retesting it. There's a lot of respect to that the trend line, and you are breaking out of a pen, or down out of a pennant. So don't be surprised if you see a little bit of a reversal, but you might not be far off if you can see a significant bounce. I'd also point out that you did today's reversal on low volume. So that means low conviction. So more likely a bull trap. Okay, so we have um oh God. Marps. Marps? Happy to take your guys' request. I just did CEI. That was the first one that I actually covered. So if you hop on the YouTube, go look at the video, start it from the beginning. I covered CEI. I'll look at all of those stocks that you guys are requesting. Just drop them in the YouTube, or they're probably already in there now. Okay, so right off the bat, this is there's nothing I can you can chart these, but it really doesn't matter. So these are some of the stocks that you could draw these lines, but I mean, if you see the way that it moves, it is extremely sporadic. And I imagine these happen in after hours, but that is not something that I would want to be a part of. And this is just quite frankly, maybe if you were to look at the daily time frame, overall, it looks like it is holding its major moving averages. But I mean, this is so wiki and so weird looking that there's nothing I can really do to provide proper analysis other than drawing a trend line here and there. But even with that, yeah, I'm not going to be dishonest and try and stretch and give you something bad. So with this, I really can't tell you other than using those major moving averages. You can see it's holding the 200-day EMA and right now rejecting the 500 HMA. So I use the 500. It's a relatively strong moving average. So, but that's kind of what I would give you on that one. Roblox was a slow mover, but I think it has room to run. It looks nice and steady. So nice and steady also can mean low volume. So Amazon, there you go, Shane. Yeah, you got the Amazon daily. Yep, I'm interested in RKLB. Not sure. Yeah, I think we're gonna get schmacked. I think we might end up seeing continued downside tomorrow. So, Baba is good. Okay, so I'm looking. Looks like PLTR is next. Link in the bio. If you guys please leave your request in the YouTube, and I'll take a look at them here. Um, Yeah, I tried to short Bobber today. So PLTR, I already have this one pretty much charted out. It looks like a wedge on the daily rising. Ends up reversing, closed below your 200-day EMA. Watch for a retest 22.85. Secondary target is going to be 21.35. But this is likely going to go head back down ultimately to 21 and possibly $20. So not a bad thing. It has earnings on October 5th. Or wait, hold on, let's double check that because I don't think that it's tomorrow. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, so they're just. I'm pretty sure it's not until the middle or end of October. So okay. I'm interested in RKLB. Not sure about its post SPAC activity. Not much history, so hard to read. Um. Uh. I mean, it's showing a little bit of relative strength. You are seeing things space move to the downside, but this is mostly retail, I imagine, holding this up. Um, because this huge look at this huge volume. You could throw up a volume profile. So yeah, so if you look right here, if you get anywhere below 1365, you're gonna fall. Probably $12, let's say. Test there. Um, Okay, so there it is. So you have one, two, you might reverse and go hit 1635. And if you break 1635, then maybe you do actually end up reversing and going to the upside. But otherwise, anywhere below $14, you're going to continue to the downside. So, all right, continuing here. We've got, we already did Roblox, PROG. I did this one today. Y'all, this is a I talked to some people about this. So you had a gap to fill. The gap got filled. I don't know if people are just expecting a straight line. But on this one, y'all, it is a heavily shorted stock for a reason. And at some point, they can move things around and find shares to borrow, and continue to put downside pressure. So you obviously have a reversal candle here. I would hope to bounce somewhere around 115. Otherwise, if you do not, you're likely going to uphold. It looks like it's going to be right here. So it's a lower time frame. Yeah, so he actually ended up reversing back into it, but anywhere below that 112 $1 level, and it's back down to 25 cents for PROG. So have an exit plan. Otherwise, looking at it both sides of the fence, I would hope to see a bounce before 112 at 120. If you don't get a bounce there, I mean, it really looks bad right now. I'm gonna just be straight up with you. So, um, all right. Yeah, there's no sentiment. That's agreed. Drop your request, guys. I have 5 more minutes to drop those requests. And then I'm done on YouTube. So, um, all right. PROG. We have IVC. Okay, so there it is. There's your downtrend. You might have hope, but not yet. I wouldn't even go so far because I mean you have. I want to say that that's the right trend because maybe a little shit. All right, so that is more or less what I'm seeing here. And that's based off of the most respected trend line, right? So I'm looking for the most respect. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little correction here. I got to see through that noise. So it does have a potential reversal. The reversal will occur above 485, but it has no sentiment. So as long as it doesn't have sentiment, it's going to continue to fall. Anywhere below 435, probably just going to go end up in retesting for it. It's that simple. So unfortunately, this one fell pretty hard. Social sentiment pumped it back up, but that dissipated very quickly, and now the liquidity is very low, or the volatility is very low. So, Lucid, I'd be happy to take any of your guys' request. Yeah, I would just recommend getting away from biotechs unless you're scalping them or something. Any requests here on TikTok, please hit the link in the bio, hop in the YouTube, and drop those requests in there. Okay, Lucid Group. To be honest with you, right now, me being short Neo probably doesn't help. Oops, sorry. There we go. So what you did here is you tried to go for a reversal. Look at that. Immediate rejection of the very same level that you broke. That to me signifies that Lucid below 23.75 is going to drop down to the target of 23. So 23.75. And this thing may end up dropping a little bit farther. It's also important to note that you did have a double top here. And just because you're building this wedge, which I'm sure a lot of people are seeing, this oftentimes will fail. If it doesn't have the volume or sentiment to reverse, which yes, the MACD looks like it wants to reverse, the TTM looks like it may squeeze down, but anywhere above 2450, 2475, sure, you could potentially look at taking this thing long. But at the moment, and not long, but maybe for a short swing. But otherwise, this thing is looking to drop tomorrow to $23 even. $23 even is my price target tomorrow. Not a cent further. Maybe 22, 25. I don't know. I did Marps already. MARPS. I already did that on YouTube, so go check that out. All right. That's it for the request. I'm moving on down the line here, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for dropping those likes. All right, so Marathon Oil. I did see bull flow in this one today. Yep. So clearing out, not making a head and shoulders here, and moving on up to see the daily time frame. Yeah. So that's actually pretty bullish right there. Inverse head and shoulders. So I would watch 18 or $19 actually for the next target to the upside. Not a bad setup here. And that's long anyway. 1675 is more reasonable for a leg up potentially tomorrow, but definitely nice move. Good volume today. Definitely doesn't look like it's totally done. If you look at the hourly, it's kind of finished with an flag. I wouldn't like a gap up, but if it did gap up, wait for that gap fill and then potentially take it long. So I would draw, you can go with the hourly trend line here, start off that low. That's your trend. So anytime you start to pull back, watch for a tap there off of that trend line. So, all right, we've got Baba. All requests on TikTok. For TikTok people, please hop in the YouTube link in the bio. Appreciate it. Wow, almost to 4,200 subscribers on YouTube. That's crazy. Y'all nuts. All right, in a good way. Okay, so Baba, what a piece of crap. So this thing was a absolute nightmare today's trade today. You guys can actually see where you can actually see it. I got caught in 4K. Well, I got reversed on, but I exited. I was okay. I got out of the trade, no loss. Built a flag, strong rejection, tried to take it here, made a little new low, tapped off support, and completely made a big giant green dingus. Missed the reversal, should have taken it right when it crossed above the 9-day moving average. But again, I had my biases, so I didn't take it to the upside. If I was going into the day short, I'm going to stay short. But Baba did end up making a good play to the downside until it ended up hitting that level. So Baba right now, I basically said that we would see a 141, 141.50 retest. We saw 141 and then ended up rejecting it really, really strong. So this may have been something just to buy us time. So don't be surprised if you see a gap down to like below 130. I actually swung a put, but I'm imagining anywhere below 138.75 tomorrow, and you're absolutely going to see or excuse me, is that 138? That's 138.50. So anywhere below 138.50 to the downside. So all right, so we've got I did IBC figs. What the fuck is this, real figs? What are we doing here? Looks like I charted it before, and it looks like I'm about to chart it the same way again. So I could probably use this channel. Boom. I don't like that. Hold on a second. Boom. That looks good. Okay, so nice channel set up here. I kind of hugging that little deviation line, but if you flush anywhere below 35.50, and then right here at 35 even, I would anticipate maybe even a leg down to 30, looks like $33 potentially, but the first immediate target of 34.85. This is a channel, so as long as you stay within this channel, you are in a downtrend. So basically at resistance, you're going to want to look for this is exactly what not bullish looks like, where you trade flat until you get to resistance and then you drop like a hot rock. So, did I do Baba? I did. Guys, just scroll along and you'll see the watermark behind in the video. That's how I go back and find a lot of the clips. So Apple guys, again, we'll show you guys this this cool looking setup right here. All right. So you guys know that I had that 135 price target on Apple. I need to fix this thing. There we go. So, and I was studying this chart, looking at the setup overall, and I was wondering, I was like, man, this is definitely a really, really wide reversal pattern. But all in all, the main bounce that I will be looking for right now, and it's been the same price target that you see right here, posted on September 13. The first time I mentioned it was on July 25th, for the reversal at 157, basically using this wick here, running it here, and it literally rejected right on the dot. Right on the dot. So I'm anticipating a retest of 135. That's where I see Apple long. Now, we have dropped considerably day after day. It's not outside of the question to go ahead and drop below 138 and go into that 136 level. But at this point, I would just mark the 140 level as a potential area where you could retest 141, and that's kind of where I would leave it there. But of course, if SPY decides that we're going to reverse tomorrow, I don't think it will. I'm not sure. We're going to see what the data says. So far, Biden's warning about like diminishing returns and retirement accounts. So things are getting pretty bearish here. I love it. I mean, for trading puts. Okay, so Apple, Roblox, Wish, 450. 450 is where I see a potential pullback here. The unfortunate thing about Wish is you can see right here, okay, they're very close. I'll give you the daily setup as well. So you did have this downtrend, right? You tried to get above it and you flushed right back down. So psychological number of 450 is where I see Wish going to. One moment. Unfortunately, that is what it is there. Do Tilray, right? Tilray. All right, so this one's also has a mess to deal with here. You can see using its prior support. Not quite. I don't think that's right. Let me go check. No, that's not. All right, I had to go double check if I needed to see through the smoke there. So I'll be honest with you. It's getting to see this little supply right here. This zone. Excuse me, demand zone. See right in here. That's where we're retesting. So if we break back into it, at that point we can drop down pretty hard. And if the market drops, so will cannabis. So and unfortunately it's been through Wall Street Bets recycler multiple times, so that's diminished has diluted things a bit. That's why you don't see things like PLTR make considerable runs right now, because it fortunately gets caught by Wall Street Bets. It kind of throws things off. So we're back restarting this. Oh shit. All right, so we got Tilray. Wish, Baba did Baba, Tilray, Apple did Apple already. PaySafe. I think I've done that one before, and I probably still have it charted. No, I don't. But there it is right here. Simple downtrend. There you go. And it looks like a support right about there. So you can, it's actually off chart right now. Hold on 1 second. Let me fix this a little bit. Okay, so let's fix this up. So start right there. You know what I'm gonna do to negate this mess here? I'm gonna do that. There we go. So that looks a bit more accurate. Okay, there you go. So there's your channel here. Unfortunately, PaySafe could actually continue to see lower lows. I would say the first immediate target is 650. So that's PaySafe. It's in a downtrend for sure. So psychological numbers, so $7, bullish candle close, big reversal candle, but otherwise no bueno. AMC is pretty self-explanatory here. There we go. Should I invest on the Publix app? I don't know much about Public. I think maybe long-term investment's not terrible, but I would rather put my money in a brokerage that's backed by millions and stuff like that rather than, yeah. Okay, so AMC here. I think you may just see a simple retest of support, 35 bucks. But honestly, I think you're just waiting for, when things in the market start getting hairy, what you may see is this thing trades flat with and you can see it has low volume. Obviously people are still buying the dips, retail. So watch for this one to pull one of these numbers, right? That's my idea of what could potentially happen here. So there is still a gap to fill. I think that gap gets filled because look at where the gap fill is at. So look, draw this line, um, and you'll see kind of lines up right with that target and that downtrend. There's AMC. Uh, what is RR? Um, Lucid. I think I already did that one, right? Yeah, I did. Oh, my charts are all messed up right now. Yeah, so there, yeah, you got Lucid. Okay. Um, let's see. Yeah, 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I want to do something. All right, sorry, I had to tweet that out really quick on the Simple Stacks investment page. Beautiful. They're rating us. All right, so let's keep it moving here. I know I haven't even seen anything, so I just literally said, um, I know he's sitting here watching me, but guys, don't even bother. I could care less. And if anything, I hope he learns because anytime people do that, they're just casting what they got going on inside. So, but just let him get it out. We'll let it be the chat be a stress ball if that's what he needs right now. Maybe he'll feel better. All right, so we'll put you in timeout. How about that? There you go. You're in timeout now, Kalab. Calm down. Also, Daruv, check. Yeah, so, are you really commenting with your full name, dude? That's pretty dumb. Just screenshot that, though. Yeah, your name's on my Twitter. That's the attention that you wanted. Thank you, yo. Oh, dude. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Um, yeah, it's whatever. I don't know what it is. Okay, so I'm trying to see in between his messages. They're messing up my eyes. Because I'm trying to see which ticker was next. All right, you're out too. Let me go ahead and screenshot that again. There we go. Um, so did this man really just ask me for, oh wow, that's crazy. All right, so we're gonna do, sorry, I'm waiting for these messages to load. All right, so BAC, I already did BAC. I did Tilray, I did Facebook, do some real setups, some meme stocks. John, I'm taking people's request. Let's see, KRE. So that is S&P regional banking. Of course, we're seeing a lot of the banking sectors move up right now considerably. So go right here. Let's actually start on the daily really quickly. There we are. Look at that. So look at the consolidation underneath resistance, and a nice clean break. That's probably something that's easy to identify here on the weekly. So a nice weekly flag, perhaps. So what you want to see here is just want to reclaim $70. Get some volume in there. So far, you have a weekly MACD rollover to the upside. You've got a clear RSI. You've got decent over average volume. So honestly, it does look like it could see some considerable moves to the upside off of this flag. So not too shabby there, KRE. Also, gonna check SPY for sure. Um, guys, if you have any requests, or guys, I've already covered space, already cut AMC, all on the YouTube. Just scroll along, hop in there right now. Go scroll along. I'm live right now, so um, I'm gonna go over Neo here shortly. Um, sorry guys, I don't have a moderator right now, but I'm the link is in my link tree here. So, all right, let's keep it moving. Um, yeah, I know. So, all right. So Keith asked for REI. Wow, that is actually not that bad. Hold on. Okay, so almost has a weekly, and that would be pretty crazy, but you almost have a weekly inverse head and shoulders here. That's usually going to be your reversal pattern. Let's go to the daily. Let's see what we got going on here. So very obvious. Um, third try for excuse me, not for, but there you go. So nice clean break. I would anticipate a retest. So you might even go and retest, make a little doji here, long-legged doji. So watch for this to potentially, bounce down, make a little doji here, and then you could see either another 3-bar play. But the reason why I say I see a pullback, and we could see another up day, is normally in my perspective, or from my experience rather than my perspective, both. I would anticipate, or usually I anticipate, the 9 day moving average or those more bullish moving averages catching up with the actual break. So that's what I want to see there. Is I want to see these moving averages catch up with the stock. If you go look at the hourly, it is finishing with a flag, so it's not out of the question to see another leg up. You have extremely high volume today for that breakout. But again, just a simple retest of 334 is not out of the question before seeing further upside. If you go look at the 4 hour, a couple of different targets, of course, you already see that you're up against this level here. The next level is going to be psychological number of $4. And in all honesty, I would see 525 after that. So interesting setup there. Thank you, by the way, Rolling Warrior. I do appreciate that. Um, Butter My Meat. That's a pretty interesting name. I will, guys. I'm most of these spy. I will go. I'll do spy next. Somebody go ahead and drop that in the YouTube comments. I do appreciate it. By the way, again, we are actually just a few subscribers away from 4,200. Man, that's literally in one day. You guys are. Thank you. That's so cool. um, all right. So if I missed your ticker above, please um, check or comment below and let me know. I don't know what half of these people are. What are my thoughts on Microsoft? I can give you. I can do that one. Um, Tesla, sure. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Okay, so XLE, we'll do XLE, ChargePoint, APRE, and then we'll do Tesla. So let's start with XLE or EXL XELA. Sorry guys, I this dyslexia. I'm wild. So check this out right here. I already have this charted for you. I don't know when and where I did this. That we're gonna get rid of that. So right now, I'm gonna have to get rid of this. So right here, you are in a wedge. It's pretty obvious, falling wedge. So one of two things could possibly happen here. So you have a path. This is kind of how I like to do things here. So drop that down. You could potentially see 162, 160, and then what you'd like to see is a bounce, push up here. Doesn't matter if you immediately break out, but you're going to want to see a reversal out of this wedge. A lot of the times you want to have some type of movement, some type of news. So I don't know what XELA does, what technology they're doing, but they need to do better at it, or have an announcement about it. Something needs to happen, something catalyst, some type of catalyst in order to move to the upside, or you can consider this just as easily a pattern blown. So breaking there, retesting, and then potentially falling to new lows around 134. Not new lows, but so anyway, yeah, that's what I would. And that's the beautiful thing about a wedge is you can kind of let the trade come to you rather than chasing it. Potter, I told you AMD was not going to bounce off that thing. It's sinking. Oh, I didn't mean to skip your message, dude, by the way. So far so good. We had some really good swings. Um, it was pretty good today. AMD, what about AMD? Bounce off support? I have it right now set up right like so, but I honestly don't think that I don't think it's gonna. I have this reversal set up right here, and I really just get rid of all this stuff. But it's at that point where it can very easily flush down. So below $100, 99.50. I'll probably take that one to the downside for 9 day moving average. I'll probably scalp that one if it does end up flushing like that. But um, so let's do I think it was the next one here. Charge point. I think I already did charge point. I did it today. Yeah, I did charge point earlier. So go take a look. Let me go ahead and fix that. Yeah, so yeah, I already did charge point. Yeah, so charge point is gonna likely just retest 17. I see this or retest 17 tomorrow, but I would suspect 1635. This one broke pretty cleanly. You can drop that down a little bit, maybe. All right, so yeah, nice clean flush this morning. So drop there. I'd say the next level 1635. Um, that's based off of these previous. See, check that out, right? So that line, rejection, rejection, breakout, pullback, and then bounce there. So the very same level that we fought with will probably be the same level that we revisit here. So um, also you did get that EMA crossover to the downside. So a lot of the times, yeah, same thing here. Lower time frame right here. There's your downtrend. So you can look for a break of downtrend if I'm wrong before taking it anywhere. So um, oh, AMC was not going to bounce that thing. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about AMC. Yeah, but that one, I think what I can't do is like take a long short out. You know, like a leap short on AMD or AMC because of the nature of the setup. You know, right now I'm actually anticipating this, so might not even go for a retest. But yeah, I mean, this thing's, I don't even play AMC because it's so wild, you know. It abides by technicals only so much, but um, one announcement screaming, you know. Of course, the box office has it. It's so stupid. The thing's crazy. Did I catch Tesla today? I did not. I was trying to grab a couple of different other trades. I was having brokerage issues today. Um, Watching financials and airlines. Yeah, BA actually has a really good setup. I still like to see BA show a little bit of reversal. All right, so APRE. Oof, that is kind of hot dog water, man. So anytime I see a stock like this, dude, it's just there's nothing technical about this. You're holding a 50-day EMA, that's great, but you're just chopping in range. And obviously it's a therapeutic stock, so there's nothing I can add to in value to a setup like this. You know, you could just take it above range breaks or, you know, above previous highs. So here, you know, like 545, 550, you know, potentially taking to the upside, but for me, you know, that would be something where I would need to see again another catalyst. It's likely something that a catalyst will move and then very easily shorted because the sentiment dies very quickly. So, um, so Microsoft is actually next. So Microsoft's relatively easy, guys. We have Microsoft here, beautiful channel here on the daily. Let's yeah. So anyway, sorry, I wanted to make sure that I was not tripping here. And I had the right resistance. Okay, so anyway, beautiful channel, long channel here on Microsoft. It's been being held since the COVID dump, recovering here, establishing that first support around 212 back in January, giving us two more bounces. Let me clean that up. There we go. So with Microsoft, I to the downside, I'm seeing 270. I marked that target out last night. And we are showing a little bit of resiliency at that 280 level. That's the level to break. So below 280 and will likely continue to the downside. That doesn't mean we might not see some type of retest of downtrend. Often I'll go from the high like this, or you could go to the 4 hour, clean that up just a little bit here. So not out of the question to potentially see some sort of, even if it's just trading flat, a lot of times you'll see a stock trade flat and then make its way to a new low there. Obviously not in that direct setup, but that could be a possibility there, or obviously below this line here of that 280 break and just further downside. So Tesla. Okay, so Tesla hit our, I mean, it doesn't get any more perfect than this. You can literally see that a perfect wick right off the top price target. nailed 807.25. Go to the hourly, it actually took off in pre-market, gave everybody just a bit of a leg up. We were able to short it a couple of times to the downside, but overall, it has a, so if you take a look at here, you have this kind of channel. You fell back just barely, fell back into this channel. You can see how tight these hourly candles are. So at this point, anywhere below, I have 778, anywhere 778, you're likely going to trend down, and I have 757 as a target, basically the bottom of this channel that we were trading in. So right around there. And you'll also notice that the middle deviation line, right, that Tesla likes to hold so well, that's exactly where that lands. So that's double. So I would imagine there, and then you might see a big bounce bouncing up to 768, and then kind of determine where you go from there. So BA, I already have BA charted. That one actually, unfortunately, had a shit day today. Finished the day with an hourly bear flag. This one, pretty clean trend here. So for me, anytime I fall really hard, I'm going to test that 9-day moving average. That 9-day moving average is going to cross the 50. I like the EMAs, so that's what I'll be watching for there. So I would anticipate if we do not see any type of reversal or gap up or anything of that nature, that unfortunately this is a terrible setup for continuation to the upside. You've already rejected one top resistance here at 228 before you could even break to a new high. If you go to the daily, you'll see that the setup is actually pretty pivotal. You're currently fighting with the 200-day EMA. You did bounce off of the daily 9-day moving average. So take a look there. Look at that perfect wick right off that 9-day moving average. So you may even use the majority or the rest of this room here to consolidate before finally bouncing. But unfortunately, BA looks like hot dog water after today, giving us a fake out and then immediately reversing. Good to the downside. If you go to the downside here, you can see you get a nice, after that pull up there, you end up getting the price close below that 9-day moving average. And then we go for that crossover there. Beautiful. That's the EMA crossover that I look for. I also, anytime we close, so anytime if it's a 5-minute, obviously it's not going to be as impactful. But anytime I see my EMAs, this is my personal thing. Anytime I see my EMAs really, really closely consolidated and we cross below or above, that's extra sentiment that we're going to see further upside or downside depending on the crossover. So, all right. So let's do. Did we do Tesla? Yeah, we did Tesla. We did BA. SPY. I'm doing SPY right now. Yeah, I do. I know what that is. Um, Hop on. Already did. Shit. Go drop that Shopify request because I actually have a really crazy setup on Shop. I called a Head and Shoulders on Shopify, probably about 2 months ago, or a month ago, somewhere in that range. I'd have to go back and look. And man, it literally hit my price target today. Like it was crazy. It might be in tune for a bounce. Okay, so SPY. Daily time frame, we finished the body of this candle here back at that same level of 428.50. That's where we needed to break. Now, I also discussed this morning how we were in this downtrend, right? And is definitely still not outside of the question to see some sort of reversal at that level. Now, it does still look like we have further downside. Here's the channel. I promise you, we will go to four. I know that sounds crazy, but I have 412, fucking no, that's 413. Yeah, man, that just feels weird saying it, but 413 is a level that I see. That's the 200-day EMA. So for me, especially auto generating this deviation channel and the fact that we've closed below that, finding a price target can be relatively hard. But the first level that I would recognize for a bounce is right there around 415 and 413. So that's the 200-day EMA, and it's perfectly lined up with my support, only amplifying that as a potential resistance or support, excuse me. So I did chart APR me. I think I did Facebook already. There's Facebook. Facebook dropped to its 200-day EMA. It needs to reverse. I wouldn't be surprised if you chop like hell in this stupid ass little range, and then maybe even dump. So yeah, that's the thing is Catalyst. Is there like a non-declature definite? Yes. Guys, if you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about in the Discord, I literally have an insane amount of free education. A lot of it is like course-like information that people charge for, definitions, infographics. I'm working on building that all the time. So it's definitely a good place to load up on that information, and it really does have the majority of the definitions and stupid words that I'm talking about. I did do Baba already underground tech. So if you kind of yeah, EMA crossovers are very high probability setups. Um, so especially the higher the time frame, the better the setup. Okay. Can I chart Neo? Yes. I will do Neo just in just a little bit. I'm making my way downtown, walking fast. Faces past. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do the next part. Can you guys hear me okay? Are we still online? All right, we just froze. Sorry about that. You might have to rewind me a little bit. All right. I'm gonna keep it moving though. Yeah, a break above supply can move. I'm in the land of people who copy trades. I'm in the wing place. The wing play. I don't know what that is. I do know what a Fibonacci sequence is. I don't use fibs anymore. Run, Neo, any. I've done all of those. I've charted every single one of these on my YouTube here except for PLA. I already did that. What? You guys, literally just go to the YouTube and rewind the video. That's live right now. Go check it out. It's on there right now. Link in the bio. Still good? Everybody good? Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep it moving. All right. Neo. So why did I short Neo today? And damn, that was a beautiful. I gave you guys that play on Sunday. And please, I want to reiterate something. I see a lot of setups. I choose which one fit my strategy, right? If one of them pops out to you, do it, okay? Do it. Don't worry about what other people are doing. If something fits your setup, and you see potential targets here, and Neo was perfect. And you guys saw it was absolutely just a great. Every time I look back, we were making a new low. Every time I looked, we were still holding down that low, and it was an easy choice to swing. We closed below most of those major moving averages. We did get that crossover to the downside as well. You can see that on the hourly too. Look at that 9-day moving average crossing over. On Friday, giving you an indication that we are definitely going to see further downside. Also, FYI, if you didn't know, you can add alerts to the MA. Look at this. I don't know if you guys know this. Guess get ready for this. You can choose any EMA, HMA, RS. I mean, I wouldn't do that. So you could go and do the EMAs, and you can choose the 20. And so you could put it open ended, and every time that happens, you're going to get an alert. That's one of the reasons why I use TradingView. So hopefully that helps. Um, Um, West, so this guy's coming in. Normally I wouldn't respond to these type of comments, but obviously you have no idea what you're talking about, and these are learning moments. So just because you do not understand something doesn't mean you need to come in here and tell everybody else that it doesn't work. Most of the time, people's failure to understand something is the insecurities they put on other people. They make absolutely sense to me, and so far, it's been pretty profitable. And that's because it works with my trading style and my personality and my availability, which is one of the things that we teach people about trading is all of those things. So um, don't under. It's not that I don't understand; it's that I don't believe you. I think that you're just the attention's not on you, or you either a just don't have except you aren't going to backtest it. What is there? Are you so when you're backtesting something like through TradingView, right? That's relying on it as a buy and sell signal, like period, right? So there's certain prerequisites that I have in place. That's lazy trading, right? You can backtest it, but I do backtest it. It works all the time. So for you to come in here, I think you're just trying to get attention. So um, let's see, who are you? Nobody. Okay. Well, you can continue to hang out in here and stress out about it, but I think you guys on the YouTube could probably in the Discord have seen these EMA crossovers be quite profitable, and crossovers in general. Moving average crossovers can be very profitable. I know Franz Trades uses the SMA, the strategy there. I use the EMA, and they work for me on multiple different time frames. So don't let other people like that affect you guys at all. Um, Explore, see what works for you, read about it, study about it, all that good stuff. Um, so we have Starbucks is the next one, I think. So yeah, we got Starbucks. Yeah, definitely. I got Cobb actually. So let me do Cobb really quick. Oh wow, ConocoPhillips absolutely moving parabolically here. Oh, and what is that? A beautiful EMA crossover right there. Nice pullback retest of the very same level that you broke out from, reclaiming that 9-day moving average there. Super duper bullish. And then just continuing to ride that moving average all the way up, hitting that 20-day EMA. So honestly, it looks a little bit extended. I would expect some sort of slowdown. If you go to the daily here, let's see here. So I would anticipate seeing COP, and it's, yeah, that's actually, look at the body, look at the wick there, look at the body there, and the wick there. So you're actually up against probably what's going to be a decent downtrend here. Um, and especially with this volume, so you have rising volume as you approach that resistance here. Often the volume spike at the top of a move, like this one. So you see a little spike right there, and then you end up pulling back. So um, I think it might have ran. It might end up seeing some sort of pullback here, maybe back into the 60s, but um, yeah, I mean, even your moving averages are kind of lagging behind. So, um, at the most, of course, you can take it above 72.65. With you can see I have the average volume here. So, can you guys on YouTube still hear me? Okay, I can't tell if it says that it's still loading, so I'm not sure if it's still running, but um. I already charted Boeing. How do I find stocks to invest in? Any advice for someone wanting to get into Bitcoin or stocks? Read. Go into my Discord and grab all those free books. Uh, you guys can hear me okay? Okay, cool. I'm just making sure. A moving average crossover backtest has never been successful in history. That's actually not true at all. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm gonna just like boot you out of here because you're ridiculous. There you go. Have fun somewhere else. Um, yeah, what's up from nice. Hello from Georgia. J Nug. Why is this dude suggesting stocks after trying to climb? I don't know. He's weird. People are like that. Have you made good returns from our investments? Your investments? What are you talking about? Hey, what's up, Carlos Rivera? Good to see you, man. All right, so we got COP, Sundial. So I'm always going to keep it 100 with you guys. Sundial's company, period, is just not good, guys. It just does not have a good business model. I know they're constantly going through restructuring. Their nugs are moldy. They have transportation or distribution issues. So in my opinion, with Sundial, it is what it is. It's one of those stocks that's likely going to head back down to the levels that it was. So 28 cents. Right now, I would say it's already at that level, or it's going to start trending down. So if you flush into the supply or the demand zone below you, 45 cents is the most immediate target, 50 cents and then 45 cents. And then, of course, I'd say 25 cents at the lowest. So um, yeah, so that's Sundial. Unfortunately, that's if the market turns, especially if the market in general pulls back, you may see Sundial. But right now, it's just sitting here, no volume, no nothing. So there's no catalyst. I already went over progressive. Just go ahead and reverse the video, and you'll see the watermark. So, um, bro, how is I already charted Baba as well. GRL Muscle Maker. That one from IPO. February of this year. Yeah, it might be finding a bottom, but it's not really showing a whole lot of strength. It does look like it had earnings, which is a catalyst, or it did. I'm not sure if it had earnings. If it has, it didn't react very well. Didn't show any type of movement to either side. I do see this as a support here, so I would anticipate seeing this one back down, and it looks like that's going to be around 95 cents to 90 cents flat. Um, and you can zoom in here and kind of see what I'm doing. So I would anticipate that you might end up making a wedge, but after earnings, you would hope that that would continue to be a catalyst, and it doesn't end up being that at all. So, all right. How do I do? Yeah. Can you chart Google? Yeah, so Google actually has a gap to fill, 25.96, 25.67 looks like here. Today you did see a nice wick, looks like off of 26.15. That was that previous low back here as well. I think with this and most names in tech, you can actually see there's pretty neat support looking right here. Um, so right there. Is that correct? No, that's not. So one thing I think I want to mention, the main thing here is if you look at Google and you started from this low, so you can just use it right here, you can see that it's obviously broke trend. It's obviously broke uptrend. So if anything, I would anticipate bear market, maybe even pulling back to the supply zone around 23.85. First level 25.75. But if we bounce and reverse, perhaps you go and you retest the very same level that you broke, or there's a downtrend that I don't see right now and you go see 27.65. But other than that, Google looks pretty bearish to me being underneath. And in fact, this is another EMA crossover, right? So as these 9-day and 20-day moving averages go to cross the 50, that's likely going to signify further downside. So what are my indicators? Of course, they all have different purposes, but use the whole suite by Encilico. So occasionally, that's another trend indicator that I use, that ribbon there. The HMA, VWAP, EMA is 20, 50, 200. Of course, those are, if you go into the indicators, those are going to be by DK Swag, which is actually one of the better ones. But yeah, so that's my setup right there. So, um, Let's see here. All right. Delta Airlines. So you actually have a falling wedge breakout here, guys. And then you got a nice EMA crossover, another high probability setup. So that actually hasn't occurred all the way, but you do have the 20 right here pushing right above that 200, the 50 lagging just a little bit behind. I would anticipate after today seeing maybe a little pullback tomorrow, but otherwise, if you look at the hourly, you did end the day with what looks to be the beginnings of a flag. So maybe watch for a bounce around 44.50. For a potential leg back up. So the MACD does look like it wants to roll over already. So maybe just one last leg down there. So CRW crowd, or excuse me, Starbucks. Did I already do Starbucks? I think I did. If I didn't, um, I kind of forgot if I did. But so that's hopefully what you would like to see here, but just as easily you could go and fall. This is another one of those setups that you are starting to see the potential for a break of that daily 200-day EMA, which is also lined up with your major support of 110, 109.50. So more than likely, you may see a little bit of chop here. You may even go and retest some levels, but overall, I would anticipate seeing Starbucks uh, either like I said, trade in range from here to here, and then fall. Also, earnings coming up. Looks like you had an inside day as well. So the only thing that I see here is on the hourly, I see a potential for this another inverse head and shoulders, but those can easily be broken. So anywhere above 113.15, and you could see a leg up to 114, 114.75, 115. So all right. Not a problem, guys. CRWD. Right. Okay, so clear downtrend right there. Very obvious. I'm anticipating this channel here. Looks pretty good. So right off the body, right off the wick. So look at it this way. CRWD could see one last tap, 230, and then maybe potentially a reversal there. It is trying to double bottom, but that's not really the type of reversal candle that you want to see. So below 136, or yeah, 136, like I said, I would anticipate a push down to 130. So that actually might make a good play. I'll set an alert on it. Yeah, no problem. I'm happy taking profit on Microsoft. You called it right past the gap that it was going to be hard to push past. If it held, I would have given all my profits back. Henry, that's awesome to hear. I knew that it was going to have some trouble based on the way that it parabolically moved up on low volume. So thoughts on MMM? And it's about to be 10 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. Daily. Uh, okay, so that's not preferable, of course. Crowd just broke support, and again another EMA crossover to the downside. So let's go to the daily. So maybe look for a 178 retest. see through the noise. So that's pre-market gap ups, fake outs. There's your downtrend. There's your channel. There it is. Target to the downside, 170, 170. Watch that anywhere below 175. So break below 175 for 3M, and you're likely going to see further downside from there. Anywhere above 176, 177 area, you might see a retest of this downtrend. Now, the behavior in which that does, I can't predict. But it does look like 178.50 could be a level to look at. So, all right, last one here. ABCL for YouTube anyway. This is Accelera Biologics. That is obviously a biopharmaceutical bio company, and in all honesty, these are companies that are unchartable. They do, or well, I say that and it has a perfect downtrend, but for the most part, this is going to be a company that is going to struggle to maintain any type of trend. You see it's falling. Obviously, it needs a catalyst. If it doesn't have a catalyst, it's going to continue to fall. You do have earnings, but earnings is relatively far away in December. So, in all honesty, I would see. I mean, I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer, but it definitely looks like it's going to go past 14. So anywhere past 14, and it likely is going to continue to fall. I don't know if there's any news. If there is news, maybe you get a reversal at that 1475 level, but otherwise, there's nothing there. So, all right, guys, YouTube, I will see you guys tomorrow morning, 8:15, or 8:30, right in there, Eastern time, for pre-market prep. Yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Hopefully you guys got something out of this, and hopefully you guys have a good night and a green day tomorrow. So peace out. Thanks so much. All right.